Yeah, check that out. I'm getting ready to grout this floor tile. And what I want to talk about is just to tell you the few steps that I take to do it. You know, there's all different kind of ways to grout floor tile, but I'm going to tell you what's worked for me for the past 35 years, and I've never had a failure. What I just did right there is I took a damp sponge and I just lightly went over the tile just to kind of get it wet. And what that, now it's not dripping wet, it's just damp. And what that does is that lubricates the tile so that when I put the sanded floor grout onto it, it won't scratch the tile because there's little particles of silica sand that are very sharp. And by just lubricating it, it just makes it go a little easier. I already mixed my grout, and it's about the consistency of bricklayer's mortar. I just like to put it on just like this. You don't have to put too much. I use a rubber float. These are really cool tools. This is just like a float that a concrete finisher might use, but the difference is it's made out of a very stiff rubber. And one of the mistakes that a rookie might make is just taking it right now and starting to spread the grout. I've discovered over the years, if you don't get it damp first by dipping it in a bucket of water, just like this, I just take it and just dip it in, kind of get the water off, just kind of getting it wet. It really helps spread the grout. Now what we're going to do is, when I go to spread this grout, you're going to notice that I'm not applying the grout like this, because if you do that, the edge of the float drops down into that crack. So as you strike the grout, you always want to try to go at an angle, just like that. You don't want to go this way. You can go this way, but you've got to be careful. As you go this way and you get to this line, you'll drop down inside. That's why it's better just to always go at an angle. But you want to try to push the grout down into the joint. And don't worry about getting the grout all over the tile. I know that might make you nervous, but notice how I'm just pushing it in. It's really that simple. Oh, look at that. You really want to drive that grout in there. And here's what I was talking about, where you want to get this excess off and you strike it. Watch what happens. You strike it at an angle. And look at that. You want to get as much of that excess off as possible. It's really important. You can push down with two hands, making sure that the joint is filled and smooth all the way. Notice there's no depressions in that joint, and especially right here. Really important. And you just do that over an area. Usually, oh, I don't know, about 3 feet by 3 feet. You have to remember that you have to come back and you have to strike the grout joints with a sponge, but you can't do that right away. So you can't grout so much floor tile that you can't easily reach. If I tried to grout all this floor tile at once, I'd have a big nightmare on my hands because I'd have to walk across it, the places I hadn't sponged first. So just try to do areas 3 feet by 3 feet, maybe 3 feet by 4 feet, you know, to where you can reach comfortably. Because you can see, I can reach out here pretty easily, and I'll be in really, really good shape. That's all you have to do to actually apply the grout. I'm going to show you in another video exactly how to clean it and strike it to make sure that the joints look perfect. I'm Tim Carter for AskTheBuilder.com. If you want to discover more home improvement tips, go to AskTheBuilder.com.